Okay, Libra, it's your turn. I was just kind of looking, and there is a full moon coming up in Aries. Um, that could be a little bit of maybe some kind of explosive energy. I just did a Gemini reading, and it did have the Tower as the overall energy in that. So, there could be similar themes for everybody around relationships, jobs, finance, whatever, of just something bubbling up beneath the surface. I think there's a retrograde coming up in November from the 9th to the 29th. We're going to enter the shadow period at some point, so that could definitely have some sort of effect. But anyways, I'm going to get started on this. You can apply this to whatever. It's just whatever comes out. If I see other signs, I will call them out as I see them. Okay. First card out is the Two of Pentacles. You could be trying to weigh something. You could be trying to put your emotions in the back and kind of have like a practical approach to things. Some kind of choice. Seven of Cups, as I say that, there's definitely a lot of options on the table for you in something, or just some brainstorming happening, or just trying to make a decision about something. Let's see. Now I have the Seven of Swords here. So there could be some deceptive energy here. Don't know if this is you or another person. This could also just mean strategizing. You could be trying to come up with a strategy for something or how to handle a problem. I just saw the Three of Swords, so this could be some sort of breakup or something like that, or a possible breakup. I have the Ten of Wands, so something's burdening you. This choice, this decision, this deceptive energy, this strategizing, whatever this is a burden to you with the Ten of Wands. And it's getting to the point almost where you can't contain it anymore. Again, full moon in Aries coming, so that's a little bit on par with that. We have the Page of Swords, so you could be kind of holding back about this decision before, so you can get some more information. You may be the type of person that, well, you are Libra, so you want to make a balanced decision in this. You want to make sure that you're weighing everything, that everything is being considered before you make a decision. This could definitely be the end of some sort of relationship. Knight of Swords, so this is the kind of energy that you don't want. They are very kind of activist, like the Knight of Swords. They definitely want to stand up for themselves, but at the same time, the Knight of Swords can also be a little bit erratic, or kind of jumps the gun on something, and I think that's what the Page of Swords is about. I think you're trying not to jump the gun on the situation. You could also be dealing with another air sign. And I have the Five of Pentacles, so definitely this may have some kind of financial ties to it. This could be a job. Actually, you could be weighing quitting a job or something like that. If this is a relationship, you're kind of weighing leaving the relationship. Maybe you feel like it's going nowhere. And I also have the Queen of Swords here. So definitely a lot of swords energy. you're to the point where you just don't want to play about this anymore. You're in a type of energy where you're not playing anymore about this. And again, I'm seeing the Three of Swords, so this definitely could be about a relationship ending. And I also have the Five of Swords, so some sort of manipulation here. I'm gonna put this by the Seven of Swords. There's definitely some kind of lying, manipulation going on in the situation. Let's get the Two of Pentacles. Let's clarify the Two of Pentacles, this decision that you're trying to make, or emotions you're trying to weigh, or whatever this is. What's the Two of Pentacles? King of Swords. So we have the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Page of Swords, and the King of Swords. So I feel like in this situation, you are definitely in your energy. You're definitely owning. I'm hearing owning the right to my own peace. So you're definitely putting up the sword in front of you, like you want peace in the situation. You're tired of the back and forth, whatever this is. You're tired of, it just looks like a lot of drama with somebody and you're kind of over it. Seven of Cups. Justice card, Libra energy. That's what I'm clarifying as the Seven of Cups. Yeah, you want justice in the situation. You want a fair outcome in the situation. You want if you notice, she has a sword pointing up in the air and scales in the other hand. So she wants the truth and she wants fairness. And you're not going to get that with something with the Five and Seven of Swords energy. That's deceptive, manipulating energy. Let's clarify the Seven and Five of Swords. Let's clarify the Seven and Five of Swords. What is the Seven and Five of Swords? Ten of Pentacles. This definitely could be a job, something. Also got the Five of Wands here. This definitely is some kind of conflict, I think, at the workplace. I don't think this is a relationship. If it is, it could be a marriage. This could have been a long-term marriage, and this could have something to do with financial something. But I don't see that. I think that this is work related. This is a job. I think somebody in the workplace, I feel, is. You could be dealing with a higher up who plays favorites or just is very unjust. Let me get the Ten of Wands. What is the Ten of Wands? The Temperance card, Sagittarius energy. Nine of Cups. So, and you got also the Ten of Cups here too. So, you want happiness. You want something that you can hang your hat on. You want long-term happiness. And in the situation where this is the Ten of Wands, this is not long-term happiness. This is just agony. And with the Temperance card, you're definitely trying to make peace in the situation. You're trying to make peace with the situation. You could be trying to make peace between other people. Maybe there's just a lot of drama around you and you just don't want to be a part of it anymore. So if that's what it is, you definitely don't want any more of this. And then I also got the Six of Swords, clarifying the Page of Swords. So you might be really thinking about moving yourself physically out of this situation, going somewhere, having a different job. Definitely wanting to put distance between yourself and a situation. Let me get the Knight of Swords. What is the Knight of Swords? Tell me what the Knight of Swords is. Five of Pentacles. So that's twice you have the Five of Pentacles out here. Yeah, you are feeling like this job is going nowhere. You feel like whatever this is it's absolutely going nowhere. You're probably broke. They probably don't pay you enough money to even deal with what you're dealing with as it is. So let's clarify the Five of Pentacles. Clarify the Five of Pentacles. Page of Swords. So a lot of the same energy coming out. Page of Swords, Five of Pentacles. They're both out here twice. Yeah, you're looking for another job. It's just that plain. You're tired of being paid not enough money for what you're getting out of the situation. If this is a relationship, same energy, you're putting in all this effort, it's a lot of drama, this person just isn't giving you much to go on. You're definitely all up in your thoughts because there's a lot of swords out here. Not seeing a whole lot of cups besides the 7 of cups, 10 of cups, and then a 9 of cups. Let's get the Queen of Swords. What's the Queen of Swords? 7 of Swords. So you have that out here twice too. So deceptive energy. You are not willing any longer to deal with deceptive energy. So if your boss comes to you trying to manipulate you in some way, you are not dealing with that anymore. They're trying to maybe manipulate you into doing the job for 3 people and they're only paying you not even enough money to do the one job that you are doing. You're not going to do that. You're going to tell them no. I'm hearing I've considered walking out, and in that I've also got the World card, which is the end of a cycle. And again, second time we have the five of Swords out here. So you're not going to deal with the manipulation and the mind games anymore. And you also have some people around you in the workplace that just kind of like some bootlickers. That's what I want to call them. I want to call them bootlickers because they just do the most. They just do the most for this company or whatever it is that you work for, and they aren't getting anything out of it that you aren't. So and it's stupid infighting too. It's never anything serious. It's never anything that's important or actually matters. It's always gossip. That's what I'm getting out of this. Gossip. And as soon as I say gossip, here comes the 3 of Cups. This card could be about gossip. Definitely a lot of that going around in the workplace. So that's pretty cut and dried. Let's get the possible outcome either way, one way or the other, if you stay in the situation or if you go. I'm sorry, there is a gnat flying around in here. I cannot get it. I've tried to get it. I live in the South. It is hot. It is what it is. I have the 3 of Pentacles, twice as this is out. Queen of Wands. And the Knight of Swords. The 9 of Swords, not 9 of Swords. So, possible outcome is that if you continue trying to collaborate in this situation, this isn't going to lead to anything but more stress. And you're definitely dealing with somebody. This has got to be some sort of higher up that you're having issues with this Queen of Wands. This person is very, very, very manipulative. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Yeah. It's untenable. I don't think that this situation, I mean, I know it's easy for me to say, you can't just leave a job and go find another one that pays more. Oftentimes people are working the job that pays the most in their area. So, I get that that's just not a thing that a lot of people can just hop out and do. So I understand the staying, but let's get the advice in the situation. Let's get the advice in the situation. What's the advice? 2 of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. Page of Cups. Okay, so well, 2 of Swords is making a decision one way or the other, and I think that in the situation you need to use logic and avoid leading with your emotions, because oftentimes when you lead with emotions, I've done it before, it leads to just maybe like walking off of a job, and then you're kind of left in a situation like, wow, it feels good at the moment, but then after it's over, you're like, wow, I just walked out of a job. So and with the Queen of Pentacles, the most important thing right now is your financial stability. So that may mean having to tough this out until you find another job or a position somewhere else. And with the Page of Cups, I'm seeing that you might just and I do this in the workplace, and a lot of people call this fake. Maybe it's fake. I don't know. I don't care what they call it. You have to work there, and you don't want any drama. So you may just have to put on a smiling, brave face and just kind of brush people off. Give them surface level energy. Don't get tied up in any of this crazy drama. Your boss, definitely had the Queen of Swords out here and the King of Swords too. So definitely don't put up with any kind of mind games or manipulation. Stick up for yourself. If they're asking you to do something that you know you shouldn't have to be doing, don't do it. Don't do it. Tell them, ask them, reason with them. Go to the office, go to HR, use the chain of command, use the open door policy that they say that they have. Absolutely. Make them put their money where their mouth is. You're a valuable employee, and I think that you are a valuable employee, because the King of Swords has a lot of respect from other people, and the Queen of Swords does too. And so I think you do have the respect of a lot of people around you, and maybe where you might have a difficult supervisor, you may have the ear of somebody around them, or even their supervisor. So that's the advice in the situation. I'm going to do a yes or no question. Now I want you to think of a question that needs a yes or no answer, and then I'm going to pull a card. So, and I would pay attention to Monday when you go back to work. It is a full moon in Aries. I just dropped a card. I'm not going to take that. Just pay attention to the fact that there could be some explosive energy around that. Make sure you're not kind of reacting in that moment. So to the yes or no question, I got the Two of Cups. So that is a yes. That is a yes. So whatever that was, answer is yes. Okay, I just did. All of the water signs are up. All of the fire signs are up. And Gemini is up. And I'm doing Aquarius next. If you didn't resonate with this reading, go ahead and check your other placements. Look at those readings. Those could be for you. There are some collective readings that aren't in for any particular sign. It could be any sign. So definitely look at that. I'm going to be doing a video over twin flames this week, because there's a lot of misconceptions about that topic floating around out there on the internet. I want to put my 2 cents in and kind of clarify some things about that. So I'm doing that, and I think that's it. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for watching.